Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ant Holleufer YouTube channel. Today we are actually not really looking at ants at all. And well, that is because I've been doing YouTube and keeping ants since 2018. And today I'm a little bit tired, so it's quite a simple video where I just share some of my funny stories with, well, ant keeping and YouTube. And it's just not gonna be in any particular order, it will just be me talking for however long I talk. I have a tendency to talk for quite a lot longer than I actually need to talk. And I think we should just jump straight into, well, the first funny story. Now, this was back in 2018. I made YouTube in 2018 and then I stopped and began in 2019. I lost interest in 2018 as my colonies were, well, my nature's nature colony was quite boring. Although one day they lived in this natural setup. It was a naturalistic setup and it actually worked really well. I was at work and my back then girlfriend, now fiance, called me and said, "The ants have escaped. They're all over the place. They have escaped." And I'm like, I'm at work. I'm not gonna come home. I can't come home. Sadly, she took the murderers away and vacuumed them up. But that's how it is. So well, I lost interest and yeah. The thing was, one ant had somehow got out of the naturalistic setup, and the anti-escape wasn't really updated. I didn't look at them that much, and had found their honey right under them. I pretty much just placed the honey right next to them, so whenever I fed them some honey, I just whoop and done. And they had all escaped because they were all out feasting directly from the honey source, as it was quite close to them. And that's how I learned to keep, well, my sugars a little bit away from the colonies. So if a worker would escape, they wouldn't just go crazy for sugar. And so therefore today I keep my sugars and my colonies a bit separated, as I don't want that story to repeat again. And personally, that is one of my more fun stories, as it's not too fun when your ants escape, and then just the thing is, I don't know how long they've been able to escape. Maybe they've escaped for a month before they found their honey, or maybe it was the first time. I don't know, but that's one of my funny stories. Not funny, but yeah, funny stories. Now the next story is around the same time. I stopped between 2018 and 2019, and I started in 2019 once more. I was looking into getting this Mesobarbarus colony from Ant Store World of Ants. They are located in Berlin in Germany, and I was like, should we go over there and visit them? Drive from Denmark, from Copenhagen in Denmark, all the way. I can't remember how long the trip was. I think it was like a 7-hour drive or something, and we had to take a ferry and all kind of things. And we got to the hotel at like quite close to the middle of the night, went to sleep, and the next day we went over and looked at the store. We went in there, took my credit card, and I was ready to buy some colonies. Now they didn't take my credit card because you had to get them cash. So we went a trip around Berlin to find where we could get some money. We found the money and we went back and we bought the colonies. Now we only had booked the hotel for one day. It was supposed to be a little sightseeing tour, but I was so hyped to go over and see the ants. And once we had the ants, we just drove home again. We were in Berlin for 5 hours, I think, and then we just drove home again for another 7 or 8 hours. Yeah, that's one of the more crazy things I've done. I remember I called my parents like, yeah, I'm going to Berlin. Is there any tips? Because it was the first time I drove outside the country. How long are you gonna stay there? I don't know, just for the weekend. And then a few days later, oh, okay, so how long did you stay there? Oh, we drove over there, slept and bought some ants and drove home again. Yeah, that's my mental state. I remember with these leaf cutters, they got stuck in toll not in toll, but they got stuck and everything was bad. I considered flying over there and picking them up myself because I wanted them so bad. And I also considered driving over there from Denmark to, well, the UK and to get these cutters. Luckily, I have them now and they are amazing. So yeah, that's definitely one of the more crazy things I've done. Just took like a 16, I think it was 1,800 kilometers or something in total. So yeah, quite an insane story just to pick up some ants. So back then I got a Camponotus Vegas and a Mesa Barbarus colony and a few accessories, and then just drove home once more. Funny thing is, that's when I started my YouTube channel once more. I got home, I unboxed them, and I started recording them. And after 2 or 3 months of recording them, I started doing this full time. Well, not full time, but every week. And since then, I've been publishing a video every week. So just yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at my notes to see what else I have written down. Like I said, it's a bit tiring week. It was a lot of fun with the documentaries, and I didn't really know what to record this week. So therefore, it's just a little bit of a relaxed story. So yeah, I still have my Ant Holleufer cover from way back. It still works great. But yeah, what else? We drove to Berlin. Yeah, also, I actually forgot the first colony I had. As I lost interest, I didn't really know. I didn't want to go out and buy mealworms. I fed them some chicken. I didn't really feed them a lot. That again, the good thing about that colony was when I released them, one of my biggest mistakes in my life, releasing them, they were massive. They had thousands of brood and thousands of workers. They were completely massive, but due to them being in this naturalistic setup, I didn't see any of them and lost the interest. But they were mental how big they were. And I hadn't really been feeding them anything but some bugs we had in our home. Now I don't really know the English name for them, but there's like moth? I don't know. It's small things that fly over and start eating your dry food supplies. So like corn and all these annoying things. And we realized way too late that it was those we were dealing with. There's another animal that's quite like it that just flies around sometimes, a little bit bigger, but we mistaken the bigger animal for those others. So we let them fly a little bit around in the house. Only a few ones flew around, and suddenly they were everywhere. We had hundreds of them in the house, and quite quickly we got them out. But it was fun. The last week we cut off their food supply, but then they were just all over the house. And it ended up being, I'm gonna grab you, get to the ants, run around, oh, you up, down to the ants, over there, get you down to the ants. And the ants were loving it. And I was loving feeding into the ants because there was so much activity, and I gained a little bit of love back for them. But boom, boom, ants, food. It was fun that was the only food source I gave them for I don't know how long. And it kicked back my interest a little bit, but sadly I lost it a little bit later once more. But yeah, that's another story. It's fun that normally you just kill these animals and you smack them on the wall and you have to clean it off. But I was like, I'm gonna hunt you down, grab it and put it into the ants. And there were just so many. I think I fed them 7 pretty much every day for a few weeks just because they were just everywhere. But yeah, that's another funny story from, well, my first year in ant keeping. Now, getting the Lasius niger colonies for the experiment 2021. So I haven't actually talked a lot about the Lasius niger experiment 2021, sadly, because there hasn't been too much to say about it. But I'm considering making a hibernation video about that, because, well, I might as well. But WaKooshi said to me, will you be able to get the 16 queens? Because it's quite a lot of queens. And I was like, yeah, in my old apartment, they were everywhere. There were thousands of them. They were everywhere. And we got into June, no ants. We got into July, no ants. We got into August, and I was starting to panic because WaKooshi had given me these products. And I had let them down. I couldn't find these queens. I drove every day, twice a day over to my old apartment, went for the old walk, recorded. We have some queens with we had some princesses, we had some males, no flights. And it ended up my brother, he called me saying, oh, we have flying ants at my work. And I'm like, you serious? Where do we work? I mean, I knew it's a city, but I was like, oh, over here. And then I drove straight over to him, and there were queens everywhere. So I started grabbing them, getting them for my experiment, boom, boom, boom. And I was quite busy because I had to get home, because my dog had to go to the vet, and was like, go, come on. Get all these queens. I got them all. Okay, home, get them in their setup. And then drove the dog to the vet. Once the vet was done, I walked outside. Queens everywhere. I got home to my new apartment, queens everywhere. I had stressed about this for so long, looking for ants for months, and finally they were just everywhere. And yeah, a bit annoying, but I'm happy that I could start the experiment. Now, while I was looking for these queens at my old apartment, I actually saw a queen getting attacked by Flavus workers, and I was down there like, oh my god, we have a Lasius Flavus colony here. I don't see them at all here in Denmark. I've seen that one colony last nuptial flight, and this year at nuptial flight once more. And I was like, is that a queen we have right there? And I quickly grabbed her, and there was my Tetramorium colony, my Tetramorium caspitum queen. She was being attacked by Lasius Flavus workers, and that's how I found her. I was looking for other queens. I was looking to see if there was any activity, and then just saw these Flavus workers killing this Tetramorium queen. So I quickly grabbed her, checked if she was looking okay, and well, identified her and got home. So that is another, well, quite weird story, because I have never seen in my entire life Tetramorium workers, or maybe I was mistaken Lasius niger for Tetramorium. I probably have, I don't know, but it's a bit of an unusual story of how you get your queens. I didn't see her, I didn't look for her, I just looked for activity, and I saw Lasius Flavus and was like, oh, it's Lasius Flavus. I went down to look at the Lasius Flavus, and I saw they were attacking this queen. I was like, whoa, get her out. And I almost killed a Flavus worker trying to get her, but luckily it was all safe. Now, what else have I written down in my script? Okay, well, it's a bit funny. So, most of you probably don't know this. I have a quite active Danish TikTok where I just share ant knowledge. I show my ants, and Danes ask questions, and I make some Danish TikToks about my different ant colonies and how it is to be an ant keeper. And I think I have around 7,000 followers, and it's quite funny because a Danish news source, a Danish news thing contacted me asking, hey, we've seen your TikToks, would you want to be a part of an article? And I was like, hell yeah, I've been dreaming of this my entire life. And well, then we had a talk, and we called, and yeah, I got an article about my ants. And that is just, it's completely mind-blowing, because you have just recording my ants, and now a respected newsletter. It wasn't like a wasn't like a respected news source, I think it's called. And it wasn't just like a thing I didn't know anything about. It was a respected news source, and it was just this happened last week by the time of recording, so it's still pretty new. And yeah, it's so fun. I shared it with my family, and it's quite funny because most of my family doesn't really watch these videos, as they are not that ant interested. I know my mother sometimes does, and my father, and a few people here and there, but not too much, because, well, ants are not that interested for them. So it was fun to finally show this respected news source has made an article about my crazy life and my cockroaches and my ants, and all just really funny. And this whole thing has just been such incredible, getting this article and just sharing it with my family, talking, really just really funny. And now there's a really big Instagrammer here in Denmark called Anders Hemmingsen. That's just the Danish pronunciation of his name. And he makes a podcast. And I've been following both him for a while and hearing a few of his podcasts. And he's like inviting random guests for a quick 5-minute segment. And he's also contacted me regarding, or her, they were a little production. That production has also contacted me regarding whether I would like to be in a little interview about my ants. And it's incredible that it's finally being noticed, a little bit of my hard work outside this very small ant community. I mean, I love all of you, and it's amazing doing these videos and getting the quality better and better. But it's really funny that other than ant keepers are hearing about how weird it is to keep ants. So I'm really looking forward to being in that little segment. I will have to join that later today. Of course, that's a few days ago since now when you're watching this, but it's just crazy that things are actually starting to be a lot more about, well, this crazy hobby rather than me and my ants. I mean, I love it. It's just, it's really insane. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is a few months back, I hit 1,000 subscribers. And I saw that when Esthetic Ants hit that, he bought a special cake, and it was quite funny. And I thought, I want to do something special as well. And I love Formula One, and I love how they spray champagne. So I thought about doing something crazy with running around and spraying champagne. And well, it's definitely one of the more weird moments, because when I was out spraying champagne, it was so poor, but still just, yeah, funny moment where I ran around, sprayed some champagne, and got home and dyed my hair white or blonde. And yeah, it's a bit of a weird story, but it's funny because a lot of people has said like, I remember he's the champagne guy, because apparently not a lot of ant keepers are doing that. So yeah, but yeah, moving on to the final few stories. We have two stories, or two things that, well, you the viewers like, because I asked you on Instagram what you liked, and we have Gecko Ants, who said she loves the ending of my videos, my little boy. It's quite weird because I don't even know how it. I haven't looked back at my older videos. I don't know when I started and how I started. I'm not sure. Just did it straight away. The first face reveal video I made was when I said, "Am I a bad ant keeper?" I don't expect that I said the bye down there. Maybe I said the bye already, just without my. I don't know. I will have to get some pros on to figure out when I started saying the bye. It's just something I do now. I don't even really know when I started it. But yeah, I've been a little bit known for that also. I love that in Antscape's stream. I joined Antscapes a few weeks back for stream. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, you gotta do the bye. You gotta do the bye." And then Mr. Ryan, he just went over and said goodbye and shut off the stream. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. But yeah, that's one of the things that's just known about me. I said bye. I don't even know when it started. It's just happened. Now the last thing is from, let's see, the gigantic green reaction from the ant colony. So yeah, I must say I love these two reactions when I got the two leafcutter colonies. When I got this, I think it was the wow, I was so mind blown with both the colonies. Yeah, but especially when I saw this massive queen, I was like, wow, she's huge. And yeah, it's I don't want to get the reaction away and just do voiceover. Because I want to be natural, and when I do this unboxing, I want to just say the first thoughts I get, and just the first reaction. And I was amazed. She was a lot bigger than I expected. I didn't know the acro queen would be small, so when I got her, I was like, oh, I thought she would be bigger. Oh, well, okay. And then I saw the art. I was like, wow. Yeah, it's I love those colonies, and it's gonna be so exciting to see them grow. Although for all those who are still here, the acros are still very. They neither of them take that many different leaves. It's quite hard to give them leaves, especially with winter. But that's how it is. We'll figure it out how we do and how we go along. There'll be an update on each of them in a few weeks. I have a few other videos planned. But yeah, like I said in the intro, the main reason I have wanted to do this video is because been a little bit tired, and I just wanted to do a simple video where simple editing and just chatting a little bit. For all of those new subscribers, maybe you will have some videos to see on, especially the 1,000 subscriber special, the champagne. That's a funny video to watch. It's only like 2 minutes of the first clip where I do it. So yeah, it's a bit funny. I always look over here in my videos, and I wonder if any of you have thought about it, because there isn't anything over there. I just look over there. I mean, I can go over and turn the camera. That's just a mess over there. So yeah, but Holleufer, that has been it for this video. I haven't really mentioned that I got 2,000 subscribers last week, I think. it's something quite amazing, and I will talk about it in my year review coming up in December. Because 2000 was actually a goal for this year, and it seemed completely impossible when the year started, as I only had around 400 or something. So it's quite amazing. But we'll talk about that in that video. But yeah, Holleufer's, I just want to say thank you all for seeing this video. I mean, if you're still here, you're more of a Holleufer fan than just a regular ant fan. So yeah, it means a lot. I do appreciate that you all are, at least you are still here. So I do appreciate that you are still here. So thank you for that. Now, I think we should end this video. So I hope you enjoyed this little non-ant video where I just felt like I just want to talk a little bit and just get a really relaxing video. The live streams are fun, but they're long and there's not really that many that watches them compared to a normal video. I mean, I don't know, it's a bit hard. I think the live streams are just long for people. Most people just see 1.5 hour, skip to a random place and see, okay, this is not my style. So maybe this has been a little bit more your style. Either way, that has been it for this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, all of you out there. And I will see you in another video. Bye! I didn't feel like that bye was high enough. Also, I'm a little bit tired. Should I show you the setup? I can show you for a second. If we just go over here and just turn this. There is nothing over here at all. Nothing, just a mess. Okay, now I'm gonna say bye in high pitch manner. Bye! A bit better. How high can I go? Bye! I can go even higher, I don't want to. Bye! Just ending it here, I'm ending it.